Hello everyone. This hour on Verbling, the next in my speaking skills series, we're doing class number 15 of the series. We're going to begin to describe photos and their themes. This is a great technique that we're going to learn, especially for taking international exams. Will help you out. But it's good in general because you can easily create content, especially when you're not prepared to do so, which is good in exams, but it's good in real life too. Well, more about that in a minute. First, a little bit about me. I'm Jon-Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour, and I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. Here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up, which means when you're not speaking, turn off your microphone so we can keep the classroom quiet. When you are speaking, tune in to the new vocabulary that you're going to learn. Use it actively so I can correct you. And finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. Okay, that's all you need to know about me. We're going to get started as soon as I can get my name on the screen. And I'm going to give you a link as well. And you need the link because the photos that we're going to look at are in the link. Verbling teacher, Jon-Eric. Let's get the name on screen. I don't know what's going on with the Hangouts lately. Let's see if it's working. It's backwards. 1 second. There we go. All right. I think we're ready to go. So, in the course material, I gave you this link. I'm going to give it to you again. Oh, Yuki already posted it. Okay. I'm going to give it to you again in the group chat internally, in the Hangout as well. Yuki already posted it. Okay. Let me see if I can open it too, so I can share my screen with you, and then we're ready to go. Okay, here's how we're going to do this. First of all, anyone who wanted to present their introduction can do so today. I asked people last week to work on it. Ooh, I'm getting a lot of noise, Alessia, in the background. Maybe you have a window open or something. Make sure your Verbling window is closed, okay? Okay, here we go. Let's try to share my screen again. And there we go. Okay, so when you open that link, you will see this graphic, so you know you're on the right page. Let's see if this is working. You know, I switched to Chrome because Firefox didn't seem to be working with the Hangouts. And now Chrome seems to be having the same problems. Hopefully, okay, it looks like it's loading now, just very slowly. All right. Okay, I think we're ready to go. So, in the last class, which was a few classes, you worked on your introduction, which is basically small talk, what you would say when you meet people for the first time. We gave these topics: name, where you're from, where you live, what you do, interests, and then a way to summarize it. And there was one example from Eric a couple of weeks ago, a couple of classes ago, about his conclusion. The rest of you, we did this in class. So if there's anyone else who wants to do a quick introduction, we can certainly do it and correct it today. Okay, so we can go back to that just for the first 2 minutes or so of the class. The new class, the new skill, you'll see on page 4, and you'll see a set of photographs. What we're going to do is use those pictures, so make sure you have this open, use those pictures to begin talking about describing the photographs and connecting it to a theme. In fact, trying to discover what that theme is so that you can use the right vocabulary for it. So the pictures are there just as a prompt. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Let me first ask, Does anyone have an introduction that they'd like to share with us from before? If so, now's your chance. Should I take that as a no? Okay. Can everyone hear me okay?
Okay.
Okay, one person can hear me. Let me say hello to Robin because I don't think I've met you before. Hello, Robin. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. Yes, I never met you before.
Where are you from, Robin?
I'm from France. I'm French.
Okay, very good. Nice to have you. So, here's what we're doing. We're, we're working on skills that are necessary in your job or in your life. In the last couple of classes, we worked on an introduction. And here's one more thing I'm going to share with you. What I've been doing is every time we work on a new skill, I add what I call the connectors, the key words that connect your ideas together, that shape it's not really a text, but shape the discourse, the speech that you're going to give. I put them together in a little map, which I'm going to share with you right now. Here we are. So every time we do this, I add a little more to this map. What I can do is give you a copy of this. I can put a link in the speaking skills document. I don't have it there yet, because what I do is I do it in my computer, and then afterwards I upload it to Google Drive to share with you. Okay? So here's a quick example. If I was using these connectors to talk about myself, about my introduction, I'd probably begin with a context, and then you can see that on the left side. Then I'd add more ideas using some of those basic words, for, nor, but, or, yet, so, or some of the more complex words that you can substitute, like words that mean and, addition, or contrast. So I might start off by saying, well, I should start by saying that I'm an American teacher. I live in Portugal. I've been teaching online and in the classroom for more than 10 years. I should also point out that although, hold on a second, let me just mute my mic. Sorry, I have a little problem here. Whoops, one second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, a little technical problem there. I might also point out, so now I'm on the right side of the map where it says and, it says conditionals. By adding a conditional word like that, I can add more information. I might also point out that although my background was in something else, I was doing a PhD research in philosophy, I found that I could apply that to education and pedagogy, and it really worked well. It was interesting. In fact, maybe there weren't enough people doing that, so I could apply my skills in a place where they were more useful. So, to sum up, when I sum up, I'm going to go to conclusion, where you see so. I picked the first one, so to sum up. Oh, sorry. I don't know why you can't see the top of the map, Carmen, because I
don't
think,
know, but
I'll try. I can't. Let me see if I can scroll down. Hold
on. John, you graduate in philosophy?
No, I changed from philosophy to education. But yes, I was going to.
Oh, because I did graduate in philosophy, and then you told me the other day that you also went to film school, and I was a little bit like, wow, we have a lot of common background.
I went to film school as an undergrad, and then I began to teach film, and then I pursued a PhD in film, what's really aesthetic philosophy. But for many reasons, there were no jobs.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
It is pretty.
So I thought I could just take. I thought that it would be best to take my skills and apply them to education. So that's basically, and also because there was a way to take my thesis, my dissertation, and apply it directly to education, because it's kind of hard to explain. But yes, I did do those things. Remember, I'm very old. I'm 150 years old, so that's the reason why I've done all these things. Okay, so Robin, I wanted just to give you a little demonstration of what we've been doing. And for the rest of you, if you want to go back and work on your introduction like we did last week, okay, I will upload this to Google Drive, give you a link. I'll see if I have a tutorial too that you could watch, but I haven't put it there, so I'll put that there as well. So you can look at that, look at the old classes, try it out. You can write it as a text, send it to me, and I'll correct it like Ishmael did. He's not here today, but I was correcting those. Send it to me through the VerbaLink message system. Okay. But today we're going to add a. Okay, great. So today we're going to add a new skill. I'm going to be adding to this map. You'll notice bottom of the map. Is it here? Oh, no. Sorry. On the right side, the left side says discourse markers. And I've got context and example. Discourse markers mean not just connecting ideas together in a sentence, like I did it, but I didn't want to. Or I did it, and then I did more. So that's inside of a sentence. Discourse is really shaping a whole text, or like a little speech. So how you open what you're going to say, how you conclude, giving illustrations, examples, context, things like that. So we're going to be adding more to discourse today. So let me take the map off screen for the moment. Let's get to our pictures, and I think it would probably be easiest if I share my screen. I'm going to turn this off when it's your turn to speak because I can't see you. But let me first. Oh, nothing is cooperating. I can't share my screen, so let me download this, and then I'll share the PDF. Okay. But what you're going to do is follow a simple procedure, which I'm going to give you right now. Same procedure that we've used in other classes, by the way. But I'm going to reproduce it here so we can work on it as a specific skill. Let me just ask Yuki, do you remember how we were describing the photos at the beginning of the business class? In the beginning of each unit, we had a few steps. I don't know if you remember what those steps were by any chance.
We described only two photographies from beginning.
Do you remember more or less?
Previous class, yes.
Do you remember more or less the process we used in the business classes, the getting result in business classes?
Yes.
Do you remember I gave you a few steps to follow?
I don't remember. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put them on screen first. I'm going to copy and paste these from our business class. Because in that class, we don't have time to do specific speaking skills. It's more about vocabulary and conversation.
I think it was time over to photograph. Describe.
It was what? I'm sorry?
I think in previous class there is no enough time to describe for photographies. So I think you said in the next time you will explain.
Yeah, well, we'll do it now. But in the business class, remember the business class, the one after this one. But don't worry, I'm gonna paste this on screen. You'll see what I mean. I just need to open the document. 1 second. This is so slow. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Again, sorry for this. It always takes so long. 1 moment. Okay, how to describe a photo or picture. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, now all I have to do is get Google to let me copy and paste. If it works, we're all set. No, it's not letting me copy and paste. Let's try it again. I don't understand why Google works sometimes and doesn't work other times. I'm in Google Docs, and it literally will. Oh, it worked. Fantastic. Okay. Now we're set. So, you'll see on page 4 of our document how to describe a photo or picture. Can everyone see that?
Yes, I see it.
One person can see. What about you, Carmen? Can you see it?
No, I see your face.
I know, but in the document, do you have it open? The Speaking Skills doc?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, take a look at page 4.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, because it takes me a little time to download this and share my screen. All right, I'll tell you what, Carmen, could you read through the 4 steps that I have listed there?
Yeah.
Go
How
for
to
it.
describe a photo or picture.
Mm-hmm.
Procedure for describing things. Photos. 1. Say what you see. A. There appears to be. B. There most likely is. C. It seems to be. 2. Guess, speculate about why you are being shown it.
Just to be clear, that's step 2 out of 4, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Guess, speculate about why you are being shown it or a detail in it. There might or might be, I suppose, I'd imagine. 3. Compare and contrast it to something you are familiar with. Both things have. 4. Offer a personal preference if possible. I prefer.
Okay, so I finally got that on screen for everyone to see, but it's also on page 4 of our shared doc. Okay, whoops, I lost the screen share. 1 second. Okay, now you can see it. Okay. So right now, these are a few connectors that I wrote from what people were saying in class. All of these fit under discourse connectors, and so I'm going to add them to the map, but we're going to add a lot more than just this. But first, what we need to do is start with the picture, okay? So what I'd like us to do is go through the steps as you might in an exam class, looking at the prompt, the question, and then the picture. So, Alessia, could you read the prompt for us, the one that we're going to be talking about? It's at the bottom of the page there. Can you see it?
Yeah. I don't understand what I have to read or to say.
Before we look at the pictures, we're going to look at a question, which we call a prompt. The question is to get us thinking about the picture. So this is very similar to what you would do in an exam, like the TOEFL or the IELTS or something like that. So could you read the prompt for us, those questions at the bottom of the page?
What are the benefits of learning in this different situation? Is that?
That's right.
How enjoyable might the learning process be?
Okay. So now, on the next page, give me a second here. There we go. I don't know if I can get them all on one page. Hold on. Okay, well, these are supposed to be on one page. I can't get them all on one page. But take a quick look at let's look at, okay, let's look at these photos first. So what we're going to do is take a look at the first 2. Maybe we can do 1 photo each just because we're working in a group. And think about our key words that we have so far, okay? So the first step is to say what you see. There appears to be, the most likely is, it seems to be. And we're going to add more to that in just a minute. Tell me what you see in the first picture using one of those key expressions, Alessia.
Yeah. Allora, in the first one appears to be a guys that are improved the language or something else with the use of PC or computer or Mac. I don't know. And the second one It's a learning class, it's a lesson with the teacher, and there is a direct relation. So
That's good enough. That's good enough.
I suppose.
Well, you don't need to go to step 2 yet. We're just working on step 1. I want everyone
okay.
just to give one detail. Okay, one thing, Alessia. Look at these key expressions.
Yeah.
Under say what you see, right? See them? Do you see the key expressions under number 1? Say what you see. I want you to say again what you see in picture number 1 using those key expressions. Okay? So repeat what you said, but I want you to explicitly use those expressions. There appears to be, there most likely is, or it seems to be. Are you ready?
Okay.
So once again, picture 1.
I could change it seems to be.
It seems to be what?
A guy?
No, it doesn't seem to be a guy. Because if you say it refers to the situation.
Ah, okay. Right. It seems to be hour of lesson of mathematics. I don't know.
In picture number 1 or 2?
1.
Okay, fine. Why mathematics? They're at a computer.
You could learn mathematics using a software in a
Okay. Could be, but that's not something you see, Alessia. That's not something you see. So look, let me show you what I mean. Well, it seems to be some kind of computer lesson for teenagers, right? It seems to be some kind of computer lesson for teenagers. We don't know what they're learning. So we don't see that, we can't say it. Now, in stage 2, you could speculate it's mathematics. That's fine. But in stage 1, you only can say what you see in the picture. Okay, so what we learned is it refers to the situation, and there seems to be, or there appears to be, can refer to people or the situation. Well, there appear to be a class of teenagers maybe getting computer skills or something like that. Okay. Or it seems to be a lesson for teenagers on a computer. Okay, well, that's what you see. Okay, I want you to add a detail, Carmen, to picture 1. Add a detail using one of those key expressions. So something you see that Alessia hasn't mentioned.
I suppose they are very focused.
Wait. We're not on I suppose yet. Hold on.
Okay.
We're still on stage 1. So these are your key expressions. If you want to add a different expression, go for it if you want, and I'll add it to the list if it sounds good. But we're still in stage 1 because I want you to practice looking for details first. Okay, then we'll go through the other stages. So picture 1, give me a detail that Alessia hasn't mentioned. Okay?
They appear to be very focused.
Okay, good.
Because of the expression of their faces.
They appear to be very focused because of the expression on their faces, right? On their faces. Okay, good. I'm going to add this as an example. So you'll see this on page 4. I can't put it in this doc because it's a PDF, but you'll see it on page 4. And let's add what Alessia said. It seems to be I'll say a computer class. A computer class for teenagers. Teenagers. I think that's what we corrected you with. Okay, our answer is starting to sound pretty good already. Right? All I need to do is add a little connector. Well, the first thing out of my mouth is always well. Well, it seems to be a computer class for teenagers. They appear to be very focused. Well, I don't want to say to be, so let me get rid of the to be. They appear very focused because of the expression on their faces. Let's replace because with something that sounds a little bit better. So in my map, I have for cause, I have the word for. That's a little too literary. Can't use it. if I use for. But for and because mean the same thing. So I could say because. So I'll add that to for. If my mind map lets me. Hold on. Ah, there we go. Oh, I've already got a bunch. I'll tell you what. Let me do this. I'm going to quickly change my screen sharing to the map so you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. I know it's a little bit hard to see, but let me close all this stuff here because we don't need to look at it right now. Okay, and let's focus just on cause. So look at this. We got a simple cause and we got a compound cause. A simple cause. Oops, I already did because. Let's get rid of that. Delete the node. No, I don't want to delete the node. I want to delete this thing. Okay, I don't know how to delete it. I'll get back to that later. Look, simple. Because, since, as, or I can add an ing, like being that or seeing that. So if I take your answer, which was they appear very focused because of the expression. Okay. Can I use one of those? Well, I could use because of. I could use due to. Let's use due to. That's kind of a good international one. I think you say that in most languages. And it sounds a little bit more like a native speaker than just because. Because is okay. This sounds a little more fancy. It's good. So look what we have now. Well, it seems to be a computer class for teenagers. They appear very focused due to the expression on their faces. Well, I wonder if we have a more natural, native speaker way of saying that. They appear very focused. How about this? You can tell because of the expression on their faces. So that sounds pretty good. That sounds like a native speaker. So let's add that to our map. The complex ones would be you can tell by or because of, etc. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. We'll call that a compound cause connector. You can tell by. Sounds pretty good. All right, so I think we've got enough information about what we see in the picture. Maybe what we can do is move on to the other stages.
I have a question, sorry. You wrote they appear very focused. Is it not correct to write they appear to be very focused? No? They appear to be focused.
No. I took be out because we said to be in the first sentence. So in English, we have a rule. You can never repeat yourself. Whenever possible, you cut out a word if it's been said before. Whenever possible. Here, there's no reason to say it twice. It seems to be a computer class for teenagers. They appear very focused. Sounds perfect. If I say to be, it'll sound repetitive. So it's possible to take it out. It's okay.
It's okay? Okay. Okay, thank you.
It's okay. I'm sorry, I didn't hear the second thing you said. We could definitely cut it out.
I thought it's passive.
Thank you.
Passive.
Giuseppe.
Oh. Hello, Joe.
No, it's not passive voice. Wait. Look, they appear very focused. It's not. You don't need to use the passive voice. It's okay.
Okay. I see. Thank you.
Giuseppe, are you being run over by a car?
You hear some noise on the background?
Just Giuseppe, get out of the street. Come back inside.
Okay, just a moment.
Get out of the highway. You're going to hurt yourself, Giuseppe. Come back into the classroom. All right. So here's what we're going to do, Giuseppe. Let's add to our description by looking at stage 2. Speculate about why. Here's where you start connecting it to a theme. So you and Hyde are going to give us a little bit of a speculation. Why we're looking at this in relation to those questions. What are the benefits of learning in the situations? How enjoyable might they be? We're going to start to connect that to the reason we're looking at these pictures, the theme we're actually talking about. Okay? So, are you there, Giuseppe?
Now, yes.
Okay, great. So, what I want you to do is use those expressions in part 2. Guess, speculate about why you're being shown this picture in detail by using there may be, I suppose, or I'd imagine. Okay? And remember, so far, our answer for speaking skills, for our speaking skills describing a photo is, well, it seems to be a computer class for teenagers. They appear very focused. You can tell because of the expression on their faces. I'll tell you what. Maybe this might be a little bit more difficult until we describe the second photograph. So Giuseppe, I'll give you a choice. You can either describe what you see in photograph 2, or you can speculate about why you're seeing what you're seeing in photograph 1. I'll leave it up to you. Which do you prefer?
I'll go first. I mean, I suppose.
Okay, go for it.
Speculate about the first picture. Suppose in the classroom there is a sort of exam. That's why the guys are concentrating on what they are doing.
Okay, good. So, Hyde, Giuseppe says perhaps there's a kind of an exam, right? Because they look so focused. Looking at that picture, what would you say? What might be going on, or why might we be looking at it? That's another way you can go. What might be going on? What might be the reason for them in that situation? Or yeah.
Nowadays, computer is very important to get a good job or even daily life. So they are focusing on studying about the computer.
Okay, great. So go back to those key expressions, and I want you to say exactly what you said using one of those key expressions in part 2. There may be, there might be, I suppose, I'd imagine.
So, nowadays computer is very important tool to get a job or even daily life, our daily life. So I suppose they want to learn about the computer and they want to improve their computer skill.
Okay.
So
they're
serious to learn that.
Okay, good. So if we put that together with what Giuseppe said, I think we might have a good complete answer. So I'm going to add one thing. As you know. That's going to be our discourse connector, as you know. Because now you're talking to people who can relate to what you're saying. As you know, computer skills are very important, both for getting a job, as well as in daily life. And then you said, I'm adding a little bit to what you said, but then your next point was you said, I suppose they want to learn computer skills for that reason. Is that right?
Yes.
Hyde? Okay, good. I'm just going to change suppose because Giuseppe said to suppose. So maybe it was I'd imagine. Maybe we can use that. Okay. I would imagine that they were. I'm going to say they are because we're looking at the photo. It's debatable whether you need were or are here because it's a conditional, so you should say were, but it's debatable. Since we're looking at a picture, we could use the present tense, and no one would complain. So I'm going to use the present tense because that's what a native speaker would probably do. Grammatically speaking, it's a little questionable. But anyway, I'd imagine they are keen on developing their computer skills. So let's see how our answer sounds now from the beginning. And what I'm going to do is put all our connectors in bold. This is on page 4. I can't share it with you because I can't see you if I do, but it's on page 4 of our notes. So our connectors are, you can tell because of, well is an opening connector, as you know, both. Another good keyword, I added this to what Hyde said, keen on. Good keen word to show interest, keen on. And then I'd imagine was our discourse connector. So let's hear how it sounds. If someone said to you, that prompt, well, what are the benefits of learning these situations? How enjoyable might the process be? You'd start off by saying, well, it seems, when I look at this picture, it seems to be a computer class for teenagers, and they appear very focused. You can tell because of the expression on their faces. I suppose in the classroom, I suppose in this classroom, there is a sort of exam going on. As you know, computer skills are very important, both for getting a job, as well as a connector, as well as in daily life. So I'd imagine they are keen on developing their computer skills for that reason. Okay, doesn't sound bad at all. Now, we're adding more information than we would need to add in an actual exam if you were doing the TOEFL or the BAC or the IELTS or one of the Cambridge exams. We're adding more information than we need, but that's okay. It's better to add more and cut it down, redact it, than it is to not really know what to say. Because in those exams, you're timed. You've got to speak for 2 minutes without any preparation, and it can be very stressful. But if you follow these steps, it'll help you. Plus, it's just a great way to generate ideas quickly. So let's go through steps 3 and 4. Then I'm going to turn the pictures over to you to do on your own, and then we'll compare answers. Okay? So let's go to, who is this? I can't see who you are. Luo and Robin. Okay? Staying on picture 3, all I want you to do, first Luo, all I want you to do is go to prompt 3 and compare and contrast it. Say one thing to compare and contrast it with something you're familiar with. Later, we'll compare and contrast it with other photos, but for now, you'll compare it and contrast it to something you're familiar with in your own life or in your own experience. So you have to first say the thing that it's similar or different from, and then you can use a key expression like both things have or both situations are similar because of something like that. Here we need to add more connectors, so I'll be doing that. So, Luo, what does, based on what we said so far, how is that picture 1 similar or different to something in your experience? Can you relate to that in any way?
In first picture, when I was young, I have learned the computer, yeah.
You had computer classes?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Fantastic. So, Hyde and Giuseppe said that there seems to be a kind of exam going on. Carmen mentioned they look very focused. Hyde was saying they're probably keen on developing their skills because you need it for a job and you need it for everyday life, and kids generally like computers. How is that similar or different to your experience when you were a kid?
Both of them focus on develop our ability to adapt to the future. Yeah.
Okay, good. But both of what? You said both of them. What
both of my experience and other classmates' experience.
Okay, good. So you got to say that second. The first thing you have to say is something about your experience. So first, give me a sentence about your experience when you were young. We have to start with that.
When I was young, I had learned some skill of computer.
So when I was young,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
had some what?
I had
Classes,
some
training?
classes. Yes, classes of computer training.
Okay, I had some computer classes. You can
Yes.
say computer training, computer classes, doesn't matter. I'm going to say classes. When I was young, I had some computer classes as well, right? Because you're comparing it to the photo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now you're going to compare what you think is going on in this photo to your experience by using both situations have or both situations are, okay? Or you can use another contrast or comparison connector. You don't have to use only that.
Yes. Both things have similar situations. Teenagers sit in front of the computer and concentrate in computer. Maybe some language, computer language like BASIC or C++. I don't know. I don't know. But I'd prefer to have some game on computer. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Let me try to get that on screen. Hold on a second. So that's actually stage 3 and 4 together, what you're describing there. Okay, but it's not bad. Here's one thing I want to say here. Let's see if we can add a little bit to our comparison and contrast connectors, okay? So what I might add are a few words. I'll put these in the map as well, but for now I'll put them here. Whereas, okay? Conversely, this is a little bit more formal. Whereas, conversely, whereas the people in the first picture are very busy, those in the second picture are. Okay, that's comparing pictures. The picture shows a workplace. Conversely, it shows a busy workplace. Conversely, the place where I work is kind of quiet and much more maybe much more individualized. We're in offices. So that's an example of how you can compare your experience to the picture. The people in the first picture, the people in the picture are enjoying themselves a lot more than the people where I work enjoy themselves because of our corporate culture. So that's another simple comparison. More than, less than, or the same as. So I want you to repeat what you said, Luo. Okay? And maybe both isn't the best connector for what you said. Only it can be, but I'm saying you've got some more choices here, like the ones that I mentioned. So comparing. The people in the picture are enjoying themselves more than people in my place of work. In the picture, we see a busy workplace. Conversely, my workplace tends to be a little more individualistic and therefore kind of empty spaces where we can focus. Whereas the people in the picture are very busy. I'm just giving you one example. Where I work, people tend to be lying around and talking a lot. I don't know, something like that. So those are some quick examples. So I want you to repeat that again, okay? And you can change the connectors that you use if you like. When I was young, I had some computer classes as well. Okay, great. Now, yeah.
Okay. When I was young, I had some computer classes. The comparing to this photo, conversely, my class just had some Apple II, not this PC. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I can not remember exactly details. Yeah.
so conversely, we had simple computers like the Apple II, right?
Yes, yes.
I think I had the same computer class as you, actually.
Okay.
But to use conversely, that's great. But to use conversely, we got to say something before. So the thing that comes before is, what can you say about those people and their computers that's different? Because conversely is a but word. It means the same as the word but. It's the contrast. So what can you say about those kids in the photo that's different than what you were doing with an Apple II? Or what can you say about kids nowadays in computer classes that's different back then with Apple II? We got to make a statement before conversely, Luo.
Mm-hmm.
So what can we say about computer classes now, for example?
Nowadays, they are using more state-of-the-art computers like Pentium. I don't know. Pentium or Macintosh. Yeah.
Right. Nowadays, kids are learning much more. You said state of the art. Much more state of the art. Skills
yeah.
as well as using powerful computers. Conversely, we only had simple computers like the Apple II and learned. What did you learn on the Apple II?
Basic language, and maybe logo language. I can't remember exactly. Very simple.
Okay.
Yeah, you can draw a line with computer.
How to learn basic and is it logo or logos? What was the name of it?
Logo. I think it's logo. You
The one
can
with
draw a
the
line
turtle.
or triangle or square with by computer. I know.
Absolutely.
I forget that.
So maybe we could say nowadays kids are learning much more state-of-the-art skills like Flash and JavaScript.
Yeah.
Right?
Flash and
how to code. How to code. Yeah, how to code and how to use databases like what's it called, SQL. And then we don't want to keep saying as well as, so I'm going to add a new connector. Not to mention using really powerful computers. Conversely, we only had simple computers like the Apple II and learned how to program simple things like basic.
Basic is a computer language. It's a name of computer language, like C. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I see.
But it's easy to use, right?
No, not easy, because you had strong ability of the mathematics. I don't have this kind of abilities. I mean.
Maybe we shouldn't use basic then. How about logo? That's simple.
Logo much simpler than basic. Yeah.
All right. But my point is, look how things are shaping up right now. So imagine imagine for sake of argument. I know not all of you are interested in taking exams or international tests, but just imagine you can apply this to a job interview. You can apply this to anything. But imagine you're taking a test and someone asks you a question. Look at these pictures and tell me, what you think about what they mean or something like that, or using the prompt that we just saw. The answer sounds pretty good, and all you've really done is use some basic connectors on the map. So listen to how it sounds. Well, it seems to be a computer class for teenagers in the first picture. They appear very focused. You can tell because of the expression on their faces. You know, I suppose in this classroom there's a kind of exam going on. As you know, computer skills are really important, both for getting a job as well as in daily life. So I'd imagine they're keen on developing their computer skills for that reason. Oh, that reminds me. When I was young, I had some computer classes as well. You know, nowadays, kids are learning much more state-of-the-art skills like Flash, JavaScript, how to code, how to use databases like SQL, not to mention using really powerful computers. Conversely, we had really simple computers like the Apple II, and we learned how to program really simple things like Logo. So, I'd prefer to be in that kind of class like we see in the photo. And that sounds like a really good answer. It's not bad. Considering that we made it up as we went along, it doesn't sound bad. And the last connector, our conclusion connector, so I prefer, it's our conclusion connector and our preference connector. So there we go. We've got a pretty good answer. All right. Now that you know how to do this, what I want you to do is to try this on your own. Let me just see if we can do anything now. We're kind of at the limit of class here. We're kind of out of time. So here's what I'm going to suggest. I know Robin and Yuki, you didn't get a chance to speak in the class, but why don't we do this? You can try this on your own with the first set of pictures, the ones that you see on page 5 and on page 6. In fact, they should be together, 5 and 6. It's all one set. So you can try this on your own by comparing the pictures to each other, or by comparing the pictures, one of the pictures, to your own experience. You can use the connectors that we've used today. I will also upload the map to Google Drive and put a link so that you can open the map and get some ideas about what connectors to use. You can send it to me as a text to correct using the Google message service, or you can work on this, and in the next class, I'm going to do this class every Wednesday at this time, we'll begin with you. So you just let me know, and then I can correct you. We'll listen and give you some suggestions, okay? So you can either send it to me correct or wait till next Wednesday to speak, and then next Wednesday we're going to be doing this for the whole class with a new set of pictures and a new set of connectors. We're going to try to keep expanding our connectors each class. Today was really more of a demonstration of how to do it. Next time is going to be you practicing for the whole class, just so you know. Okay? Feel free to send me a text if you like. Any questions before we go?
No, thanks.
Are we cool?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
I'll be back in just a minute for the business class. Excellent. See you in a few minutes if you're coming back. See you in the business class.
Bye.
Bye. Bye for now.
Bye for now.